Welcome back, y'all. I needed one more video to get out. Let's get straight to it. Here we go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, in the wake of the success of Deadpool and Wolverine last summer from Marvel Studios, it essentially spawned three different franchise rumors. Number one, that Kevin Feige wanted Deadpool and Wolverine now as parts of Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. I think that was probably always the plan, but of course the movie doing well didn't hurt. Number two, that we would actually get a Deadpool and Wolverine 2 in the future of the MCU, probably in the Mutant Saga, what's essentially rebranded Deadpool 4. And number three, that we would actually get our very own Hulk vs. Wolverine title, that coming from multiple industry insiders, and because they only teased the fight on screen, didn't actually show it. Now, I actually have a theory about that we'll talk about during this video, but I've maintained in the face of all those rumors over the last year and a half that we will never get a Hulk vs. Wolverine titled film. That is not enough of a premise for them to do a whole film around. Rather, the fight will be featured in a different movie. That's where we pick up today with a trusted industry insider and Cryptic 4K Qual coming to the table with a brand new update for the film about what he's hearing, and it's exactly that. We're going to break down what he said, why Marvel Studios didn't show Hulk vs. Wolverine actually fight in Deadpool, and what it means for the future of the MCU, which film this fight will most likely go down in. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We'll get into the giveaway stuff at the end of the video. Okay, so as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, this latest update comes to us from industry insider Cryptic HD Quality. You guys can follow him over on Twitter at Cryptic4K Qual. He has been an accurate source of information for Marvel scoops over the last 2+ years that we've confidently re-reported on the channel. This was his latest update for the Hulk vs. Wolverine film, or what I thought a fight that will feature during an upcoming film. Here's what he said, quote, "I'm told the next Hulk-oriented film most likely isn't going to be a Hulk vs. Wolverine film. No, we know that because it's most likely going to be World War Hulks. Instead," he goes on to say, "Doomsday or Secret Wars will likely plant seeds for it, giving us a small round one fight and a full-on brawl later down the line." So what he's saying is, in the next two Avengers movies, when we get the proximity of Hulk vs. Wolverine, they're going to fight. Quick asterisk by that, as I've said many times, it can't be Smart Hulk. That isn't the fight that we want to see. You got to give us Savage Hulk versus Wolverine. That's what we all want. He's saying that a round one fight will set it up for later down the line, and I think that's in context of Hulk is going to revert to Savage Hulk. That's going to be part of the World War Hulk storyline. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a full-on World Breaker Hulk, but that doesn't mean that there isn't an opportunity to set that up. Still, it's going to be a Savage Hulk reversion that will give us the opportunity to see the Wolverine versus Hulk fight that we want. That could happen in the Mutant Saga in a future, say, Avengers versus X-Men film. Right now, you can still be hyped for the fight because it's right around the corner of Doomsday and Secret Wars, and my hope has always been that perhaps the Russos have poked around online and seen what fans have said in the wake of Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They did not buy their bailout that having Hulk at full power was just too much of an easy storyline and that it ruined everything they were trying to write. He's not that overpowered. Very powerful, but he still could have worked into the fight and had a rematch with Thanos that mattered. Still, the Russos offered a compelling reason for the storyline why he had to be Smart Hulk so that he could be the one who snapped it. It all worked together, but now's the opportunity for them to redeem the character and redeem themselves. They cannot leave him Smart Hulk for the rest of the multiverse saga, and literally then we will have spent a saga plus with him as Smart Hulk. So I think really what this comes down to is Marvel has a plan for what they're doing with the reversion of the Savage Hulk, and they probably know us as fans want to see that fight happen when it's Wolverine versus Savage Hulk. And as I said during the prologue, my theory has been that that's why we didn't get it during Deadpool, because they were
Empower your students to be more authentic, impactful writers with Grammarly's comprehensive AI writing assistant.
saving it for something else. They said, hey, you know what? Leave that completely alone. We didn't even get to see them literally diving towards each other in slow-mo, setting up the fight. They did nothing in terms of combat, and that's got to be because Kevin Feige and co are like, hey, no, we're back pocketing that. We're saving that for an awesome moment somewhere down the road. Now we hear from Cryptic HD Quality, we're going to get a taste of that in one of these upcoming Avengers films, and it makes sense that if the Russos were already on board, they said, hey, no, save that for us. But further down the road is where we'll get the full out combat. So maybe it is a smart Hulk versus Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in one of the upcoming Avengers films. Still, that's going to feel a little weird. He was basically losing to She-Hulk. It's really been a sad state of affairs for the current state of Bruce Banner and Hulk in the MCU. And again, certainly these guys read what's online. We know that for sure because of some of the fan castings. It is pretty one-sided on how fans feel about what has happened to the Hulk over the last 10 or so years. I don't think there's anybody who's strongly on the side of, yeah, Professor Hulk is the version that I wanted. Let's keep him that way forever. Plus, while I would argue that, say, there was a bit of power creep happening there at the end with Avengers Endgame, there is nowhere near the power creep that there has been now. I mean, look, we haven't seen some of the capabilities of some of the characters that should be the most powerful in the MCU yet. Like, pretty sadly, Adam Warlock hasn't displayed what should be a tenth of his power. And I would also argue there's been a bit of compression where sort of if you fly and you're super powerful, you're just stuck into basically one tier, where there should be a little bit more delineation, a little bit more nuance in how these characters are stacked. But we have a lot more powerful characters running around the galaxy in the MCU, especially if Galactus should somehow follow the Fantastic Four over, and characters like King, Loki, God of Stories. Hulk isn't even close to the power set of Loki right now with his control over time. So, like, don't tell me that having a Savage Hulk involved in the end game here for, you know, Secret Wars is going to be somehow, you know, breaking the story. That's just not the case. Also, Russo's, you can't go back to that excuse because there's too many characters now that are super powerful. Loki can literally travel up and down the timeline at will. Maybe not exactly now that he's holding the multiverse together, which is a theory for a different video. I don't want to give that one away because I've been crafting it for months and we're not going to get any closer to the truth here, so it's probably time for him to finish that. But there are only so many things he can do while he's sitting on the throne, which might sort of make him sort of depowered and have the shields down just a bit, because rather he's using all his strength to hold the multiverse together. You could see why from a couple of perspectives you may think that you've seen this story before, because really, just like Thanos, Dr. Doom let Loki do all the hard lifting in defeating Kang and replacing the Loom and basically steering the TVA in a different direction. Now Dr. Doom can come through and possibly beat Loki, which is just one God of Stories variant to seize it all, instead of what was going on with Kang and his resets and his backdoor traps. And, you know, he had a whole thing going on for the multiversal war, and they may choose to explain that, but as I said in yesterday's video, I really think you leave the whole Kang thing alone. Like, you've gotten out of it as clean as possible. Don't bring it back up unless you plan on bringing Jonathan Majors back, which, let's face it, they're not. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, how hype you are for an actually comic accurate Deadpool versus Wolverine fight. I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PS5s at the channel. We've got 3 in the next 60 days with the release of Freshman Year and Daredevil and Captain America Brave New World, and it's going to be that way this whole year because we basically got a new project every month. If you want to be entered to win, super simple, just hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of video here in this segment, live with my voice, and a winning comment shown on screen when there is one. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and
We don't care about that PS.
Comic book completely changed.
I ain't mean to do that. We're gonna check out the next one in the next